Hi all, right, welcome back, DD at Saipan. This is going to be part 11. So same day as I recorded the last part of that part 10. I'm just uploading it now. It should be not far away, to be honest. Quick one while it's on my mind, and maybe need to sort of like say I got something wrong here. And yeah, because the last part I was talking about the star symbols getting hit, and commented back from Iwo Jima when Martin actually found out that they changed that, and he said he hoped it was clear in the charts. Now he didn't. I don't think he purchased the game, so wouldn't have had the charts. And then I said, well, it's not clear in the charts, Martin. Well, in actual fact, if you look at how it says it, and I don't want to start going on at this again, admittedly. But if you look at how it's worded, even within the Peleliu instructions, the only ones that were different were, to be honest, Omaha and Tarawa. But from Peleliu, Iwo Jima, and Saipan, I was going to say Saigon there, Saipan. Now, why have I come away from the page, Grant? Where is that? Hang on. Okay, so just showing you in the rulebook. This is DD at Saipan. We're not looking at any other rules at the moment. This is on page 23, you might be able to see it. 10.4, Japanese fire against leaders. A leader, hero, regimental HQ or infantry HQ unit may be hit by, yeah, it would start at the bottom of the page, wouldn't it? May be hit by, and then everything about all these words that I'm reading are throughout the whole games. Actually, well, I didn't check Tarawa's rulebook or Omaha's rulebook, admittedly. But going back, it seems to be worded exactly the same. Japanese fire during the Japanese fire phase. This is the bit that's slightly changed. They turned this second part into a bullet where it was joined on before. If a fire card includes the Japanese position colour with a star, a position of that colour may hit a leader in its field of fire. That's all it says there about it. There's no talk about it needs to be in steady, it needs to be an intense fire, steady fire, or what fire, it doesn't really matter. And then this is the chart, which, let's zoom back out again. This is a chart which is identical to most of the charts throughout. In fact, was it not? The design of it's slightly different, isn't it? But it's exactly the same like this in Iwo Jima. We looked at Tarawa, we looked at Peleliu's one, and we looked at Omaha's one, didn't we? And they're all slightly differently. And although Omaha and Tarawa were worded, well, they had the bit down the bottom saying that because it mentioned the word intense, none of the rest of them had that. So if you think about it, this is the same, the chart's the same, Martin, as it was in Iwo Jima, and I'm calling it out for saying it's not clear, but if you look at it, intense fire, US units of every type and target symbol lose one step. I mean, you know, that's why it's there. There's nothing to say that a leader doesn't get hit, really. I guess it's just because, and that's why you were surprised by it, because you didn't know that they had changed it, and it is a big change, and obviously you didn't have the charts as well. I mean, however, even reading it in the rule book, though, is the same to what it is in the old rule book. So you wouldn't have thought it had changed at all. There's nothing to sort of tell you. But there's nothing to sort of say that it doesn't hit leaders. That's what I've kind of come to. So yeah, I have to apologise for stating that it was saying something different. It's not really. It's not. So there you have it. It's just because you've been used to it before. They've changed the rule basically, and that's how it is. Okay, right. I don't want to go on about that anymore because I've got a few other things to talk about. You'd be glad to know. Another wee quick chat about fractions. I noticed that again. It's because I looked through Iwo Jima's forums, and I had asked quite a lot of questions back then as well, just trying to get eventually I gave up with things and felt that we needed better rules, and well, I'm hoping the same's not going to happen here, but hopefully because I'm recording this it might keep me going, you know, whereas it wasn't before. I was just plodding along and then thought, oh, to heck with this. Fractions, yeah. My question was posted that I had some battle that was worked out at 2.6 to 1. And I was wondering if that should be rounded up to 3 to 1. This is odds I'm talking about. It was worked out at 2.6 to 1. And I mean, you wouldn't really think that, but I asked the question in case it did get rounded up, because there is some rounding up. And as we're talking about this game earlier, as fractions came up, I got the kind of brief response from Joe about round up. But I mean, the questions I was asking at the time was strength, the units firing into a hex, wasn't a bit odds. And anyway, he came back and answered that question and said you round down. So 2.6 to 1 would be 2 to 1. And I think that's what Martin was saying as well. So I think we've kind of got that one. It's all about when you're either adding up the firepower of the units, if they're firing at range maybe, or if they're firing into a woods hex, you would reduce half that. It's all about the strength. Once you get to, if it's 15 to 6, that's 2 to 1. That doesn't then round up to 3 to 1, So yeah, I think we've got that one now. Okay, this was one I forgot to bring up. Martin commented on this back in the video a while back, and it was something I've been meaning to look up, and it was about the PM game turn. I was hunting about there for it in the book. I had to go and look up. He listed he linked to the rule that it was at 6.3.11. Well, it's at the end of that rule is on page 13. It's about removing disruption from Japanese units, but the important part down the bottom there in red, game turn 1 is the AM game turn of 15th of June. Game turn 4 is the PM game turn of 15th of June for all rule purposes. So maybe a strange place for it to be in there, but obviously it's relevant to that rule. But whether it's somewhere else in the rulebook or not, I don't know. So the PM game turn is game turn 4, which would be the last turn of the first scenario, which is kind of what we are meant to be doing, isn't it? Yeah, another quick thing I wanted to say. I was one that doubting a field of fire dot up there. I believe it was a purple one. But while looking about and watching, there are quite a few that stretch 3 hexes. I just maybe didn't really look at it, but I'm not quite sure why some only go 2 hexes and some go 3, but there does seem to be quite a lot that stretch out 3 hexes as well. So there's obviously a reason for it. It's obviously not an error, and yeah, okay. Okay, this one's a bit long to read out, and again, it was a question of myself back in Iwo Jima. And it's about, it's titled Japanese Fire Priorities, if you want to go and read it for yourself. On saying that, I mean, the first part, I'm just highlighting the actual rule about how you prioritise not only which hex is going to get targeted, which unit within the hex is going to get targeted. However, the bit down below that I put in bold myself, it says important, and this is, actually get the bit up, and maybe I should have brought the rule book. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, so this is actually the exact same question that I'd asked in Iwo Jima, that I asked in Saipan, and Joe came back saying it's the important part about when you're selecting units within a priority, always choose units that possess the same target symbol as a fire card or marker first. I don't know what or marker, that must be something slightly different. Because in the rules in Saipan it says important when selecting units within a priority, always choose units that possess the same target symbol as a fire card first. So, or marker must be something relevant to just Iwo Jima. But the wording, apart from some slight variation in the wording, because Iwo Jima had position groups, didn't they, rather than just positions, it's exactly the same, okay? So I'm asking the same question here, because it's an important note down at the very bottom of the whole rule, and it's 6.3.1 in Iwo Jima, and it's 6.3.3 in Saipan, and it's pretty much word for word, apart from, like I say, there is some variations to cause of the game. So, and of course, my question was exactly the same, I think. I said, would I be right in thinking that an intention of the important note above would come into force after applying step 1, select the unit closest to the fire position, and step 2, then select the unit with the most steps? So I'm saying, does it come after then? Would come into force after applying the... Well, let's see what it says here. Well, hang on. Nah, he's answered this not... I'm saying, would I be right in thinking that intention, the important note above, would come into force after applying step 1 and 2? He says, yes, within each priority case, target symbol trumps all else. And that's why I come back with, not so sure this is so clear then regarding your answer. Although you have said yes to my question, I think he's got that wrong, isn't he? May just be the way you've worded it, but I'd like confirmation. So my question... Yeah, it's too wordy, Grant. Well, I said, question 1, if I have 2 units in intense fire and both are adjacent to the firing position, first one has 2 steps and has the symbol from the fire card. Second one has 4 steps but doesn't have the symbol from the fire card. Which one is hit? My thinking is the second one, because I'm picking the most steps there rather than the symbol. What does he say to that? He says the unit with 4 steps. Well, there you go. So he's picking steps over the fire symbol, over the target symbol there. And the second part of the question was, if I have 2 units in intense fire, and first one is adjacent, has 2 steps, but doesn't have the target symbol. Second one is 2 hexes away, has 4 steps, and has the target symbol. Which one is hit? Am I thinking is the first one? He says the adjacent one. That's exactly opposite to what I've just been told. Because that means that you are looking at, you're doing it in the order of the priorities. You're checking intense. Yeah, hang on, Grant. Yeah, you're selecting the unit closest to the fire position, and then if there are 2 or more, you're selecting the unit with the most steps. If there are 2 or more units with the same number of steps, the player then chooses, and you're not prioritising. That's bonkers. Yeah, no, and Iwo Jima's got exactly the same. Well, there you go. There's a contradiction between the 2 games, unless I'm reading something wrong. Have a look at that if you want. Japanese fire priorities, Iwo Jima. I asked the question on January the 12th, 2020. But he's definitely said that first question. We've got 2 units in intense fire. Both are adjacent to the firing position. First one has 2 steps, but it has the symbol from the fire card. The second one has 4 steps, but it doesn't have the symbol from the fire card. And he says you hit the one with 4 steps. So, but that overrides that important note. When selecting units within a priority, always choose units that possess the same target symbol as the fire card or marker first. So there, he's told me something wrong, or the important part's wrong, or they've changed it up from Iwo Jima to Saipan. Right, okay. That's enough of that, okay. You can go and look and think about that. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, I just thought I'd have a look at the question again, just in case I got it wrong about the Saipan question. I've called it Japanese hit priorities this time, where it was Japanese fire priorities in the Iwo Jima one. So, and then I'm asking the same thing. What takes priority, the important part or whatever? Martin said good question, but he reckons important would be in a different place, and he even spells it out below what he thinks it should look like. Joe comes back and says the target symbol comes first. So there you go. One of them's either different in each game or something's wrong somewhere. Right, let's move on. Okay, this is another one of Grant's questions from Iwo Jima. However, it's not really about the question, it's about a realisation I've just had. And yeah, I don't think I need to read it all. What the realization was you know how we've got this. I think that unit there is disrupted because it's overstacked as hex. Well, if we end the next US action phase the same way, then we have to disrupt again. And I hadn't thought about that. I'm pretty sure that's right. And I think that's what it was, something along the lines about the question. There's it's quite it's got a few comments to that thread, but it was just something that came to mind. So I'm pretty sure I need to do that. So that means we need to move something out of that, or we're going to end up with disruption again. So yeah, it was just something that came to mind. Okay, I didn't think this was my question, but it was. This is something I'm going to have to do a bit more research into. Movement under fire again. And I started wondering, although Martin or nobody else has said anything about the way I've been looking at movement under fire, I did comment the last time we were talking about it, I think, that it used to be that you needed to move from adjacent to the unit, like, an example, Grant, from, there's a unit adjacent, adjacent to this blue. If I was to move down into there, I'm moving adjacent to it. So you've got to take that infiltration fire check. But I don't think that's the same. I think it's different here. However, this question was... Yeah, he ends... I discuss it. It's called One Hex Muff. Posted on January 5th, 2020, if anybody wants to look at it again. This could well be different because they've got position groups. So maybe this isn't worthy of looking at. I didn't get a final answer. He was going to... I wasn't following. I says, I'm not really grasping your answers here, I'm afraid, Joseph. Could you elaborate? Maybe an example would help. And he says he'll draw one up tonight, and that's how it ended. So, I never seen any example. It's just that it starts off me talking about moving directly from adjacent to an it's all about adjacency. I don't think I've read it that though. You don't have. I think I did look at it, didn't it? It says as long if you're moving from a field of fire to a field of fire of an undisrupted Japanese unit, you've got to. That is movement under fire, isn't it? Yeah, I think we'll just... I was starting to think again that maybe you did need to be adjacent because I was first looking at them. This one here, wasn't I? I was thinking, man, that's like 3 colours I could draw to hit, and we did. We got hit, but fortunately we found out about the whole preservation move. Oh, and that's going to be one of the next ones. Hang on. Okay, pretty sure this is the last one. Then we can have an event and hopefully a Japanese fire phase. Right, this was a comment Martin made when I was talking about this preservation move back then. No, it wasn't. Where was it again? Where is it? It's it's around. Was it that one there? No. Yeah. Where did that come from then? Are these? Of course, we had other landings, didn't we? Yes, of course. Things have landed since. That's what's throwing me. And it's when I had this, and I went back, actually rewound things, and allowed myself that one. And the LVT underneath got hit and disrupted. That's why he's got a disruption marker. And that was me. I didn't think I could make a preservation move with anything but an infantry unit. And I'm pretty... Actually, I did mean to get that out in the rules from the older games. I'm pretty damn sure that's what it was in the original rules. There was no other units that could make preservation moves apart from infantry. So, yeah, I've been scratching my head about that one and a bit frustrated about it. However, I think things have clicked here. Martin actually says the preservation rule is not entirely clear. While 7.1 mentions that any disrupted units and infantry and beach landing hexes are eligible, the actual preservation move rule says nothing about limiting this to infantry. Yeah, fair enough. It just talks about US units, so it's either disrupted units of any type and infantry only in beach hexes, or it's all units. Your guess is as good as mine. Joe's came back and commented on that, and he says any type of unit may make a preservation move. Any type of unit, right? Disrupted units must move into a field of no fire, if possible, and never into a hex with intense field of fire, which Martin called me up for before about speaking it. Yeah, you can't, and I get that. If you can make a preservation move, you cannot recover from disruption in that phase. And I've responded, okay, Joe, thanks. I actually think I may know where my thinking has been getting this wrong now. So we'll discuss it in part 11. So here we are, just about to discuss it. Or even actually discussing it already. Yeah. Which we're doing. Or I'm doing and you're listening or maybe switching off right now. Okay. Yeah, and the reason I think I'm getting this, well, I think I am. I've not read it over again and thought about it. I thought I'll save it till I press record. So the two bits that we're bothering about this is within free actions, right? And there's two parts that affect it. Number one, and 7.1 free actions on page 14. Number 1 and number 7. Right, so number 1, in fact, I'll get this to show you. Okay, so number 1 is after all actions have been taken, a disrupted unit may make a preservation move. 7.3.5. We'll have a glance at that in a minute. It's just on the other page. Instead of recovering from disruption, right? So let's take that in. After all actions have been taken, a disrupted unit. No mention about what type of unit, a disrupted unit. And of course, that was where I'm thinking, right, so, but it's got to be a disrupted unit of any type to be able to do this move. However, let's read number 7. 7 says, infantry units in a landing beach hex, right? This is what would get a free action. So, this, after all other actions have been taken, disrupted unit may make a preservation move instead of recovering from disruption. That would get a free move to do that. This is another free action. Infantry units in a landing beach hex. These units may only conduct a 1 hex preservation move if they do not qualify for any other free action. So I've always thought, I think like Martin was wording it as well, but that's exactly how I thought, was the fact that, okay, let's just say we've got a tank. It needs to be disrupted to do the preservation move. It cannot do it from a landing beach hex. It doesn't say that there. It doesn't say it. Okay, but it doesn't say it, Grant. Yeah, it is still stuck, isn't it? I wonder, because I thought Martin surely would have clicked to this and told me. It's not. I mean, if I've got a tank that I'd like to do a preservation move and it's not disrupted, it doesn't tell me there that I can do that, does it? It doesn't tell me that I can have a free action to conduct a 1 hex preservation move unless the tank is disrupted. Yeah, it is still kind of there. I mean, what Martin then points to is 7.3.5, and I will just look at that now. And over here is probably where it is going to say that tank can make that move, because it just says that a US unit that meets the below requirements may conduct a preservation move as a free action if it meets the following conditions. And this is where it doesn't talk about specifically being an infantry unit. So, yeah, well, carrying on, just to finish it, there it is, there's step 1. The unit is in a US landing beach hex. It's not an infantry unit, a landing beach hex, it's the unit is in a, the unit is disrupted and adjacent to a Japanese position containing undisrupted Japanese units. And then there's a couple of sort of things that will stop you about the field of fire and whatever. So it does make it clear here, but I mean, it's not very clear over there, is it? It isn't. It's not. I mean, although I said I've kind of got it, I have got it, but it's not really by looking there. It's about looking at that and then sort of looking at preservation move. Now, whether that's good enough for some or not, I don't know. It could have been in there. It could have been worded in there. Because, you know, it could have been. It could have mentioned other units as well. In fact, I mean, why does it even have to say infantry units there? Yeah, it just shouldn't say infantry units, should it? Okay, right, that's enough. Right, okay, I'm going to get some gameplay on, because that's 25 minutes. Yeah, to be honest, I figured it might be another 20 odd minutes. So there we go. But let's get some gameplay, so I don't need to start making up parts again that have no gameplay in it and have to sort of tell everybody to move on to the next one. There'll be nothing to watch. You just keep talking, me yakking away. Okay, so we're moving on. Well, hang on. Game HQ phase doesn't come in. It's not applicable between game turns 1 through 4. First event phase. So draw an event card and implement the event listed for the current game turn. So that's where we're at. So we're going to get to see our first event, which is always exciting. I'll just plonk it down here somewhere, and then we'll have a look at what it's going to do. Right, so here we go. Event. What do we have? Yeah, I noticed. I think it was the other guy that done that video playthrough. That's poor colour choosing there, isn't it? Yeah, you can hardly. I mean, you can see it, but it's, you know, it's not great, is it? Anyway, well, this looks like a bit of good and a bit of bad, doesn't it? Because, yeah, I'm understanding with these is you carry out them all. This is on game turns 2 to 11, and it says airstrike, and this is on game turns 2 to 16, and it says Japanese depth marker. Well, I certainly know what the depth marker one means. It means they're getting a depth marker. Airstrike, that might be a good thing for us. So, well, it's got event descriptions on the back. So, well, hang on. Yeah, I was just checking there. Draw an event card, implement all events listed for the current game turn. So it's all events. Cards may have more than one event that could take place during a game turn. We're on game turn 2, remember, so it can do both of them. If more than one event takes place during a game turn, complete the events in the order they're listed on the card. Right, so airstrike. Airstrike. You as player gains 1 airstrike marker. Right, well, I've not put these markers out because I'm still not sure. Give me a sec. I think it's these markers. We've got dauntless airstrikes. Is that not? Yeah, it must be. So how is Martin was coming up with the assumption that we got one of each at the start, but this was a question to Joe, and unfortunately, he's still not got answers to his questions. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway. Where would I find this out though? It'd be in the starting of the scenario, wouldn't it? It'd be in the setup. Does it say? No. Right, pause it, Grant, pause it. Okay, naval gunfire, airstrike and artillery points. Page 19. 8.5. Naval gunfire, airstrikes and US artillery are all represented by points of each type that are used to either support attack actions or conduct separate barrage actions by themselves. So yeah, these are important because we can actually use these just... I just glanced, I think as long as you've got an infantry unit with a radio, you can call in an airstrike. Don't know how much strength they give you, but the strength of the marker is added to the attack strength. Yeah, it's maybe on one of the charts, yeah. But it's carrying on. It says naval gunfire and airstrike points are received due to event card draws, which is what we've just got. However, it says the next bullet is at the beginning of the AM game turn of each day, the player automatically receives 1 naval gunfire point and 1 airstrike point. Well, I think that's what Martin was asking, so I don't know why it might not be Martin, but you know, I'm sure you've got a good reason for it. So we should have started with 1 each of these, and we've just got another airstrike, so we're up to 2 of them. It did just add 1, didn't it? US player gains 1 airstrike marker. So there, yeah, there must be one for artillery, but I don't. Oh, is artillery? I think it's each division gets artillery. It's a different. I think it's a different counter. Artillery points available for second division. Yeah, I've got one here, but I don't think we get them. In fact, I want to say, do we not? Do you not get them at a certain part of the turn? Yeah, we'll get to that. Each naval gunfire point has a combat strength of 6, and each airstrike point has a combat strength of 5. Okay, and I don't know if they maybe bring certain weapons with them. Not really seeing that. Does it tell you on the charts, maybe? Yes, weapons chart. No. Maybe it's just a strength thing then. Well, I always remember before. No, because naval gunfire is a. No, it is there. Sorry, my bad. I'm forgetting the charts. It's got two. It's in 2 sections. Naval gunfire point gives naval artillery, and demolitions. An airstrike point gives artillery and demolitions. So they're ones you want to keep hold of for artillery popping up. Although, well, until we find out about the LVTAs in particular, if they can bring artillery, maybe. No. Do tanks bring it? Yeah, they do. Yeah. So you think the LVTA might? Again, this is a question Martin's asked and not got an answer to. I was just hunting. There was one other thing I forgot about, and it's really just a personal message to Martin, really. That I had spotted a question on the Iwo Jima while I was waiting for the Iwo Jima things about how what was the question again? Hang on. It's assign tank and engineer units to US regiments. It's basically the same question you asked, and it looks like it's the same in that game. However, Joe does answer it with something about it coming from reserves or something. I was like, that doesn't sound like it's going to help answer the question. So I guess you just need to wait and hang on to that one. But if you want to look at it, let's say it's assign tank and engineer units. It starts with a number 4 at the beginning. 4. It must be. I think it's in the HQ phase, isn't it? That. Yeah, it shows you here, doesn't it? Yeah, it's step 4 in the HQ phase in this game. So it's the same in the Iwo Jima. Assign tank and engineer units to US battalions. And the guy's basically asking you the same thing as what you've asked in this game, or something similar. Like, how'd you go about it? What'd you do? So yeah, well, we definitely want to know how that one works. But again, that's not going to kick in until game turn 5. But also, up until then, I don't know. Do our tanks get? Yeah, we can give them a free action. I think if they're from the same division, is that right? And is it the HQs, the HQs, or does it have to be? Oh dear. Right. Well. Okay. Right. We've not finished with that event yet, Grant, have we? So the next one's Japanese depth marker. So we had a good bit, and that's the bad bit. So we've not done that yet. Add a depth marker to the nearest position adjacent to US unit. Well, that rings bells as in being the same. I always remember it used to be rule 9.2 or something. Oh, wow, look at that. It's the same rule. 9.2. Adding depth to Japanese units. Wow. I know they do keep that within their rule books. They do tend to keep a lot of the rules in the same, the same spot. It just worries you that they might cut and paste bits that's not meant to be, not quite accurate. Okay, so let me glance at this first. Yeah, so we have to just place a random depth marker. Not on a tank unit or a counter-attack stance unit, and obviously a unit that's not got a depth marker as well. And it can be disrupted. The disruption part doesn't matter. Remember that. There's nothing to say there that that's changed. So if you've got more than one, it's the Japanese unit closest in hexes to a US unit. And then if 2 or more are equidistant, which I guess we might be going to get, choose a unit in a position adjacent to a US beach landing hex before choosing a unit in any other position. Right, let me go and have a look. Yeah, well, right away we're going to have multiples of them as well, aren't they? Because he's adjacent, he's adjacent, he's adjacent, he's adjacent. Yeah. This guy, the guy in the red, is not applicable because he's got... Oh no, he is. He's one of the ones that have got two, what do you call them? Yeah, I mean, pretty much all of these, that's not, is it? No. So that one's not, and that one's not, and that one's not. So they're not, but you can see there's quite a few, so we need to break it down further than that. If there is still more than one eligible unit, first try to place the marker closest to a position with the lowest ID number. Closest to a position with the lowest ID number. Let me look at this important rule down the bottom. Depth markers never occupy a hex without a Japanese unit or cave marker. Right, good enough. Okay, we're looking for lowest ID number. Now they were generally all mixed up. That's A9. Well, what is this? This is A8, and that's A7. So we're getting, that's A2. So he could get, that must be higher. So that's a 2. No, it just says the number. It doesn't say the letter, does it? So we could end up finding another. Right, let me have a look. Actually, there's not as much going on down here. This one has a depth marker and a pillbox. This one. Ooh, yeah, he's another doubler, isn't he? Well, he's got a number 10, so that's not. We've still got a lower number. Well, we've got to be a 2, haven't we? And these aren't adjacent, obviously. Nothing. No, it is going to be that guy. It's going to be that guy up the top, because he's an A2. Which, yeah, it's not great for it. Oh, he's got a CC as well. Eee, that's even worse. Well, we need to kind of go in and see him now. Well, now we're going in, he's got a depth marker. I think that means he's, well, not only means he'll get more cards, his strength will be higher, maybe drawing him more cards there, and also we'll need to remove the depth marker before we can remove, we'll need more hits to eliminate. Anyway. Right, so we've found our unit, so placing depth markers, upon selecting a Japanese unit, randomly draw a depth marker, place it beneath the unit, unrevealed. Okay, right, so I'll just pick one. I've got piles of them in the Japanese depth marker pool. Just picked a random one, and that's going to go under there. Oops, careful, Grant. I was worried about flipping these things over. See, it's easy done. Okay, right, that's event done. Okay, on to Japanese fire phase. I'll just keep things up here because we'll work this way. Yeah, I was wondering, I was like, looking, where's the artillery part? And I'm forgetting that's moved now. That's at the end of the US action phase. Because we will get artillery on this turn. Game turn 2. Yeah, I'm just thinking, this is game turn 2, right? And we've got 4 game turns. There's no way that red line at the back is where we're trying to get to, is it? Yeah, there's no way. We are trying to control hexes around this area. Yeah. And remember, by controlling a hex, you need to, my guess is we're probably not, there's a Japanese unit can't have a field of fire into it and all that nonsense. It's not so easy when you hang, yeah, okay, just move into that hex, that's a victory point. No, it's never as simple as that. Yeah, so fire phase, yeah. Okay, we're ready to go. You can't change your mind about in and now, Grant. Well, we've drawn that event as well, so. Right, let's draw the fire card then for this turn. I'm not sure what we want, or, well, that's what we're going to get. And there is an artillery symbol. Oops, you're not seeing it, are you? Yeah, there is an artillery symbol. Now we don't have the armour symbol. We have the N, but that doesn't, I don't think the machine gun kicks in until turn 3, I want to say. Yeah, start turn 3. but we don't have the leader symbol, and we don't have the armour symbol. Sorry, not artillery symbol, armour symbol. But that is saying artillery is going to hit orange circle, I think. Well, we'll get to that. So we've got red, green and brown firing. So, yeah, let's just get to it. And we'll start at the... Well, this is actually the north, isn't it? See the compass there? So this is the north and we're going down to the south. So, yes, okay. Right, what's first? We've got red, green... well, we want to do them as we're coming down, aren't we? So this is purple, this is brown, this is going to undisrupt, which is not good. However, it's not firing at us yet, but I mean, we've got to go and CC it. It would have been better if it had been disrupted. However, okay. And the only thing that fires into there is... What we've got, red, green and brown. Well, brown fires into there, but it's disrupted, right? So these are safe. So that's good. And that's purple. So we've got a red position here. Now, does it get into here? It might not, because it's only steady firing into there. Oh, ouch. Right, steady fire into there, but it's intense into there. How does that one work? Because it's a beach landing hex, so yeah, maybe. Okay, so we'll get red fire into there, and the symbol, what is the symbol on the card? The symbol on the card is a diamond. Okay, so, well, I just brought up this sort of slight contradiction between the two games, admittedly. I'm going to have to go with how Joe's answered my question for this game, though, because, yeah, so, is red firing in there as well? It is. Okay, so we've got 2 hexes. It doesn't get in there then, does it? No. I'm not going to be happy about all these stacks units. The older games they were just had the right amount, didn't they? I don't know how these guys can play. It wouldn't suit me because I like everything nice, neat and tidy. Some of these games have got thousands of counters and that, and they're all big piles of them though, and you think, I mean, this is scary enough. And I look down at that one down in blue 1. It's a huge stack of units. So that could be a hat, that can be a hat. Well, that's green, but we'll get to that. That's green as well. So it's only red into here and here. And he's only dishing out 1. Yeah, this is the thing. Just to make sure. Yeah, he's had the step loss. So that's 3, 4, 5. He's got 7 steps in the hex. That's fine. And they've got 10 in the hex. Well, that's fine as well. So we're looking for... a diamond first then. See, because here's the valid question. I mean, this hex is closer than this. And I actually want to say the old rules did it that way. They went closer first. But they're both an intense fire. So, and we asked the question. Yeah, I was just double checking back about that when I asked that question. Something feels a little bit... No, I'm not so sure. I don't feel so sure about all that. No, where was that? That was in there. That's going to get... Yeah, just, yeah. Something feels off about that. You would think it was maybe... I'm pretty sure the games in the past, it was closer to the unit, you know. It would look at this hex first. Now, I've not looked at symbols anyway. So we're looking for a diamond. So yes, we've got a diamond there. So we've got a diamond in that hex. We might have a diamond in here too, right enough. And he's got a step loss. There's a triangle down the bottom. So it's going to hit that. Whereas I think in older versions of the games, and well, yeah, okay. That one's going to take the hit, even though it's 3 hexes away. because it's got the symbol on the card. So A16, we think the step was for that. And the unit was unrevealed. So he'll take a disruption as well. There's a diamond, yeah. And a disruption, yeah. That's right, no, I'm not looking at the charts, but Japanese fire, US units of every type and target symbol lose one step and are disrupted. Because it was an unrevealed position that's firing. And then they're only firing one, they've only got one hit, because if they had a death marker with them, then something else would get hit as well. So that's not the case. So right, and then him on top. Yeah, I'm not going to enjoy all this, I don't think. Right, and I know in the past games I would turn the units. Yeah, that's going to be horrible. I think that was maybe a little bit something that put me off about Iwo Jima as well. You know, not just, don't get me wrong, if the rulebook was really good and the game flowed, then I would overlook that, but just the amount of counters that you've got. Okay, so that's red fired. Well, that's that red position fired. Now we've got this green down here now. That's going to fire again. Diamond. Now, well, I can't really have the card, and we know we've got red, green, and brown. Anyway, I know what I'm looking at. So this is green, and this is green, and this is green. Great. Does it stretch to there? Does it? No. So we've got 3 different choices this time. Looking for a diamond. Well, we can see there's one there. We've got a tank. Oh, we've got a tank and an LVT and an LVTA there. So we've got diamonds in here. Kind of hope we've not got one in here. We don't. They're all circles. So then, because it's looking for a diamond, it can target one of the. It can only hit what? Oh, actually. Don't tell me. I know. I'm a bit frightened. I'm going to find. Oh, don't tell me. This is it. No, it's not. That's 9, because that's a 3-stepper. And yeah, I started putting them down the bottom. No, I was putting them down the bottom now, because I don't really see the. Oh, he's a diamond as well. But then it goes for more steps, doesn't it? It's going to target the guy on top. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 steps in that hex, yeah. So it's not concentrated. So this position is only getting 1 hit, and there's diamond in there. Well, there's diamonds in there, and there's diamonds in there. So the right, not even at the right. Well, do we need? Is it not on the? No, I do need the rulebook, don't I? It doesn't tell you all that in the doodad, does it? No. Tense fire, right? They're all in tense fire. Priority 1. Well, priority 1, like Martin said, should be the important part. That's. Oh, hang on. Priority 1's talking about intense, isn't it? Yeah. Then priority 2 says steady. Then priority 3 is machine guns. And then, if there are 2 or more units within one priority, which we have more than one unit within priority 1, we then look at these 3 priorities, and this is where number 1 is sort of like should be the symbol. So we've done the symbol bit. Select the unit closer to the firing position. Well, both the hexes are 2 away. If there are 2 or more equidistant, select the unit with the most current steps. Yeah, so it is going to take the infantry company, isn't it? Because these were just 2-step units. Yeah. So it's going to hit this guy on top. And He's also going to get disrupted as well. So, yeah, I'm going to leave that down. Well, no, because I want the disrupted unit down the bottom, don't I? So that goes in first, then that, then a disruption marker. Yeah. I'm going to have a steady hand in this game. Then that, yuck. And then that on top. So that's green had its fire. So moving along. Right, well, that's purple, that's yellow. None of them are on the card anyway, so I don't need to look around them. And red is disrupted there. However, we do have green and brown here, so I'll need to see where they fire into. Remember, it's red, green, and brown. Yeah, does no. Tell you that is something that am I not right in saying that Iwo Jima had the little dots on a separate thing? What I'm thinking here is I've got to move these units out of the way to find out what's firing at them. Because I can't work that out. Some of them are 3 and some of them are only 2 and then some of them are only 1. Anyway, right, so let's look at the green first. Well, that's steady fire into there for green. And it doesn't fire into there, so it cannot fire at these two at the back, surely. So there's only a steady green fire in there. Well, that's fine. Do we have a diamond in? No, we don't. Good. So green does not hit. Because it being steady fire, it needed to have the diamond symbol. Right, and then, however, brown, this is intense, so we don't care about symbols anymore. So brown fires into here, and here, and here, and my guess, probably here. Yep. And maybe even here. Yep. So, okay. Again, it only gets one shot, assuming I don't have anything concentrated there. Don't think I do. I hunted about for the one that I thought was concentrated, but I couldn't find it. I'll check, but I mean, this has got there's a disrupted counter there, which tells me there's a step loss in there as well, so I don't think. So looking for diamonds first then. So there's none there, there's clearly one here. Actually, that's one as well. It's disrupted. However, well, it's going to be closer. So that's 2 away. However, this is 2 away. This is 2 away. Yeah, I'm going to have to hunt through these and find... Yeah, there's diamond there as well. So it could be this one. Right, how do we... I forget where they are. How do we break it down after that then? Over the page. If 2 or more are equidistant, unit with the most steps. Right, so it's closer, most steps, and then my choice. Yeah, that's right. So, because this has got 4 steps, the other guy in here's got 4 steps. Has he? Yeah. He has. He's got 4 steps. He's the diamond. So I just need to decide which one I prefer to take the hit. And is there anyone? Well, he's a diamond. He's 3 steps, so he's taking a hit. And then there's the engineer down the bottom. Oh, and I was forgetting about this whole possible disruption thing, wasn't I? Everything's disrupted in that hex. Everything's disrupted? Was there a diamond in here? Ah, no, it's took a hit, right. So it's either going to be on this one or the diamond that's in there, isn't it? I just want to remind myself about what you can do to avoid hits. Where is that bit? Yeah, it's the following step, 6.3.4 on page 12. Step loss due to Japanese fire. US unit hit by fire may suffer a one-step loss as noted on the Japanese fire chart. Player may choose to disrupt 2 units in target hex instead of taking a step loss if no unit in that hex has the same fire symbol as a drawn fire card. That's going to be hard to get, isn't it? Because we're actually targeting the actual fire symbol now. Units that are not disrupted must be chosen prior to any units that are already disrupted. Yeah. Okay. I suppose you could see it happening. So we've got to remember that if we ever get intense fire into a hex that doesn't have the target symbol, we may want to consider that one. And then attack may absorb 2 hits for 1 step loss if the step loss is not inflicted by an armor hit on the Japanese fire card and no yes units target symbol matches the target symbol on the fire card yet again. So yeah, that's not going to be so easy to do then. Because it needs to have the symbol. Again, makes you wonder though, because if it was closer before target symbol, you might have that situation more often. Does. Well, that makes it harder for us, I think. It would made it a bit easy. Well, make a tough choice though as well about if that's a good thing to do. Right, what do I want? Well, the fact this guy's disrupted underneath here, should I just not care about the A2 and is blue? No, red's about to fire though. Ah, yeah. Nah, hold on, Grant. Ah, no, but you're not allowed to do that, are you? Because right now, right, brown is firing into here and here. I've got to choose who takes a hit. We've not got around to red firing yet, and red fires into there as well. I'm pretty sure it was the same the game before. I'm going to have to take the hit on that one because the red one. Well, no, Grant, not really, because red can hit anything, can't it? It can hit here. Mind you, do I want it to hit any? I don't want it to hit that, do I? Step loss limitation. See, important. The player must attempt to hit the most US units possible when assigning hits from multiple positions. Example, if Japanese position A is limited to hitting 2 units and 3 units are eligible to hit, one of which is also hit by position B, assume that position B hits that unit and position A hits the other 2. I don't think that is relevant in this situation because red is still going to be able to hit something. So, it's not that I'm taking this hit out the equation. However, if I take the hit on this guy, what is under this? That's a nothing. If I take the hit on this guy, red is going to hit this, isn't it? Ooh. Or... No, hang on, Grant. The symbol, none of them have the symbol. Ooh. Well, that will benefit us then. Red doesn't fire into there, does it? Well, it does, but from that position, not that position. Yeah, looks like we can get away with that LBT. Because, there's a diamond on this. If I take the hit on this from brown, it then means that red will hit this LVT. Which I don't mind. I mean, it means it's eliminated, but... because it's a diamond. These are 2 stars and a circle. Yeah, I think I probably do take the hit on this then. rather than this stack. Because again, with this stack, we probably want to attack with this as well. So don't really want anything disrupted in there. So that's oh, hang on. No, we've done green. We've done green. This is brown we're doing. So I've got the choice of this hex or this hex. I'm going to take the hit on, sorry, A18 there. I'm going to take the hit on that from the brown. Yeah, I think that works. Well, it works according to what we've been told about you target the symbol first. I mean, I'm pretty sure it used to follow the nearest, most steps, then maybe symbol. I don't know, did the symbol come into it when you were intense? I don't know. Well, we can only go with what we've been told, like we said, and maybe we'll find that it's been all wrong. So I'm going to take the hit on A18. If we find that this has been wrong, I think Joe's maybe been following along a bit. I don't know. That last comment I was telling you about the preservation move was on the YouTube video, so maybe it has been watching a bit. Well, no, I can't do that. Yeah, this is a situation where I need to mark that disrupted with other colour, isn't it? Yeah. Or is that right? No. Yeah, I can still remove disruption this turn. It's only in my. Is that? Hang on. Why am I doubting myself there? Yeah, that's right. It's only if it happens in the US action phase, isn't it? I'm looking at disrupted US unit 7.6 on page 16. It is possible for a US unit to become disrupted during the US action phase due to a US attack or a close combat. Such a disruption may not be removed from the unit in the current US action phase in which it was incurred. So yeah, so how did we end up? We ended up with a couple of disrupted units. Was that due to attacks? I mean, these units. No, hang on. This was disrupted in the US action phase, yeah, because it done the movement under fire, didn't it? So how were these guys disrupted then? I just want to make sure I'm getting things right here. How did they get disrupted? Or no? I know, because they landed. Yeah, they've just landed and disrupted, haven't they? Yeah, okay. See, that's what it is. So we've got, we had quite a few, because we've got quite a few, and that's what I'm wondering about. It's because these are all overstacked, isn't it? This must have been the same. Yeah, so that happens. So that happened when we landed this turn. So yeah, we can still remove that disruption as well. Yeah, but this disruption happened within the US action phase, that's right. Okay, so yeah, we can actually just use that one disrupted marker. And I think this guy's dying anyway, isn't he? Put that there, and the disruption on the top. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen, because as that is finished with brown. Yeah, brown only gets one shot, so now red's going to fire. And, well, as we've already said, it's been said to us that we target the symbol. Now, we can't target this again because it's already taken a hit. So this is going to be eliminated. And that stays disrupted. Yeah, no, that certainly benefits us that way, so I don't know whether it's right or wrong or not. Right, that's an eliminated. See, that's just an LVT. Is 2nd Marine Division losses, 4th Marine Division losses, so I guess we just kind of chuck that back in the box as well, don't we? I'll just lay it out there at the side for now. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So, right, let's move on, because that's us over the hour, as usual. So, purple, no. This is disrupted. No, what colours are we? Red, green, and brown. So, we've got brown here. That's not stretching into there. It's nowhere else to go. Blue does not fire. So now we're over at the other side. I'll just bring the card down there just to remind you what we've got. So, well, there's a red position that's empty, obviously. This is purple, not firing, because it's disrupted. These are going to stay disrupted as well. I think we got a good bunch of colours there, actually. It's a pity that one up the top's going to undisrupt, because that's one we need to see, I think. Right, we've got a green position here, though, that's maybe going to do something. Well, this is the one that... no, it does, Grant. It stretches out into there. I know it doesn't stretch into here, does it? Because I remember looking at that and wondering. I thought it was maybe because it was going through the woods, but then... it's going through the woods here, and it's suddenly intense when it reaches here. But it could have something to do with the beaches and the pre-sighting that we're talking about. Fair enough. So this green firing, it fires into here and here. That's it. So between here and here, I'm looking for a diamond. No, that's a triangle. Engineer. That's not what we would. Prefer the engineer to take the hit there. That is red. Green, yeah, green. So yeah, E225 is taking a hit. And he gets that one. And put that down the bottom. And then a disruption marker on him as well. And then that HQ back on top. Yeah, I'm going to start pausing some of this, because me being so fussy about placing my counters, all that is probably wasting. I could pause the camera and you know what's happened. And okay, I've got a brown here as well. Oh, it's not. I spoke too soon, I think, because we've got brown. Although, hang on, is that one of the ones that just goes round? I think it is, No, it's not, because that's a beach X. Well, that maybe too. No, it's not any there. It's not any there. I don't think it'll be any there. Well, it might, because brown actually fires into that. Well, sure, it would fire into there as well, wouldn't it? However, it looks like red's going to take care of this one. So look, we've got red here, got another brown here, which is going to hit this, I think. Damn. Yeah. Actually, brown was the colour. I didn't want that getting hit, because we want to kind of have a force on that, I think. Yeah, well. Right. I spoke too soon. Right, that's what these games are like, though, isn't it? They're brutal, they're like... So, what was I doing? Green. Oh, yeah. Did I do green? No. That's a triangle. Yeah, I just done it. Is it not there? Yeah. That's the guy that's got a hat. He's the green. Right, Grant. Come on. So brown. Yeah. So brown does not fire into there. It does fire into here. Right. So looking for sorry, you seen that? Not quite. We're looking for a diamond in here and hoping that there's not one. Well, or are we? Does it matter? Because brown only fires... We did say it only fired into there. Here we go. The big tower. Right, I'm going to have to look and see what colour symbols are in that hex. Right, okay, brown does not fire into here. It all fell over and getting in a mess. So hang on. Why is this? How is this guy disrupted? How is this guy disrupted? Did he? He did. He tried. Did he try... I'm not sure why he's disrupted. I'm sure there's probably a reason for it. I just can't think. I mean, he's not landed in a hex where he's been overstacked. So, and this one's the one that's just took the hit from green, isn't it? That's why he's disrupted. That's fine. And why is this guy disrupted? That's bothering me a little bit. Okay, I eventually found that. I had to hunt back and wasn't sure at all. I did make an attempted preservation move from here to here. And it failed. I got hit, but I don't know why. I don't know. I'm not so sure why. Because this was empty. I could have made the preservation move from here to here and not even done a check. I mean, okay, I suppose I was trying to be cheeky and get adjacent to that, but anyway, that's why he took the hit and is disrupted. So yeah, I've said brown doesn't fire into that. So this is the only hex it fires into. So it's going to be it's going to be most steps, isn't it? So it's going to hit this guy again, isn't it? Yeah, because he's got 3 steps. The LVT's only got 2. So what's this? 2 or more. Yeah, use unit with the most steps. Yeah. So we'll just remove that step loss marker and flip this guy over to his 2-step side now. Stays disrupted. That gets chucked back into the cup, and that guy stays there. Yeah, because that's the only hex that brown could hit. That's the only option he had, and because he had the most steps. Oh well, that's so good. Right, let's move on. Let's get this finished. I've only got a couple more to check. So red. Yeah, this red is firing, and clearly can fire into here, here, or here. Not there though. So we're looking for a triangle, not a triangle, a diamond, sorry. And one of these 3 hexes. No, we've not. So we're going to get one in this big stack. You would think. No, that's not. There we go. Hang on. This has got to be concentrated. This is the one I was trying to find. Surely I must have looked at that one. It's the biggest stack there, Grant. 4. Well, he's been hit already. That's 7. No, but we've still got more to come. 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we've got a disrupted unit down the bottom. Yeah, not only are we... This was the one because I could have stacked... This was the one I could have landed into this hex, look. Which is in yellow and blue. And yellow and blue were empty. This is the one I was looking for. Because I thought... I watched back in the video. What I should have done was... I can't believe I never took a note of that. Because I was taking notes of things. If I took a note of that, I would have been able to avoid this. Because now they're going to get... Oh, hold on. He's got depth as well. Right, hang on. All this is in this one hex. He's got depth as well, and he's got that pull box. So he's going to get 2 hits plus a concentrated fire. Unless I feel like cheating. Well, you know I don't cheat, guys, but You know, I know, some of you are maybe thinking, yeah. I did talk about it because this, mind you, there's 2 infantry units in there already. That I was disrupting that. We've got what? How many units have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've no 5. Yeah, that's what makes us have to disrupt 1, and we chose to disrupt the engineer unit. I'm just going to leave it then. It was my own fault. What I'm saying is I would not have had this hex concentrated, because I could have just concentrated this hex. And it was still ended up with a disrupted unit in there. I'm pretty sure. What have we got there? 4, 7, 8, 9, and then no, he's 2 as well. Yeah, so it would mean 2 units would add to it there. Well, no, hold on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this unit here would have been in there disrupted. Then this would have been a concentrated hex. This would not have been. That's what I should have done. And I was hunting to try and find it. There you go. And yeah, it was the biggest stack on the board, Grant, and you never thought about looking underneath. It's probably because it was that big. I thought, oh, to hell with that. Right. Well, let's find out now. This, like I say, this is all in this hex here, isn't it? Let's find out how many hits this is getting now. So, because it gets depth, it gets a hit for the depth marker, and for the unit, and for the concentration. So it's getting 3 shots. But what do these pillboxes do? Are they just on defense? Maybe. Well, maybe not. I can't do this. I'm going to have to cheat. And when I say cheat, you know what I'm saying, because this just isn't fair. I wouldn't give them the opportunity. I deliberately did not concentrate my hexes because, you know, unless it's unavoidable. But this was avoidable. They were landing in this hex. Now, what was landing then? That's the thing. It's the units that were landing that I need to go back and have a look at it, wouldn't I? Well, this would be landed on turn 2. So actually, it'd just be the last part that we've done it. Turn 2, and what is this? Yellow 2. Any yellow beats have got 325 battalion. So the 3rd battalion. No. 325, 4 units. 325. Yeah, from the 4th division, isn't it? So that's these guys, 325. So, yeah, it's him. So it wasn't this guy. So it was this guy that landed, yeah. So if I choose to land him in here instead. Okay, guys, I know. It's not really what you see Grant doing, but maybe. Oh, hang on. I've got that step loss. No, I put the step loss beside that because that was the one that took a hit. Yeah, I probably took the hit on landing. So I'm going to do this. That's also a diamond, isn't it? Which makes it even look worse. I would have definitely done this. Honestly, I would have. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 units in the hex. And I'm going to have a strength of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nothing's going to be... This is not going to be a concentrated hex. This is going to be a concentrated hex. And this unit's going to be disrupted. Instead, that engineer's not disrupted. This guy's disrupted. I'm doing it. It's my game. You can call me what you like. And that goes on top. That was pretty good, wasn't it? A wee random particle in there. So this X is still getting hit though. Well, actually, it's maybe not. It's between this and this, isn't it? We were looking for a diamond. Oh, we're going to get the engine. Oh, this looks even. This looks like I'm just taking the mickey, yeah. Because, well, hang on though. There's two hits to dish out. There is 2 hits to dish out, so it will take one off of that, and it'll probably hit. Well, hit an infantry company, whether it's that one or not. Well, that's fine. What about this pillbox? It says at the beginning on page 7 that they strengthen Japanese defences, which I kind of thought was the case. So, is it on the terrain key? No. Pillbox, yeah, it's on the terrain combat effects chart. Pillbox. So we try and attack it. Japanese defence strength ×3. Ouch. And it would add a card for close combat. That's brutal, eh? Right, so it's not going to give an extra hit. So, yeah, it's going to deal 2 hits. It's first looking for the symbol. It does not find a... well, it does, sorry. It finds a diamond, so he takes a hit and is disrupted. And then, because it's got depth, it's going to hit again. Now, no, it's not going to hit that hex, so is it? Because now we can't find the symbol. Hang on, I need disruption for that. The engineer unit. There's no diamonds left that it can hit. No, that's fine. There's no diamonds left that it can hit, so now it's going to hit the closest. So I know a big shadow there. I'm right over this white. Put that in, and then our infantry. Yeah, that on top, and then that. So yeah, it's going to hit the closest. So that's 2 away. These are 1 away, and then closest, and then most steps, and then our choice. Ooh, well, we keep this guy. Oh, brown's still to fire. Damn. And I have to do... Well, no, I don't have to do it that way, I suppose. I could hit... Yeah, no, I do have to do it that way. I cannot use the other hit to hit that, because brown can only hit that unit. Yeah. And that's why it always states you've got to try it. You've got to hit the most you can. Yeah, brown can only hit that unit. It can't stretch to hit anything else. So well, it's going to just be one of these, eh? So do you want the triangle or do you want the circle, Grant? Let's hit the triangle. So triangle takes a step loss. And that is the one. And our disruption marker. For that. And we have that, and then the battalion HQ on top. I'm going to fix that. Okay, all done. And then the last, but unfortunately not least, brown fires, hits this guy. Are they just the same then? They just go down, yeah. The heavy weapons, takes a hit. That's a bummer. So, because he's now, now the fact that I've just heard that the pillbox ×3 is the strength, plus a depth marker, it would have been a challenge in itself to probably do anything like that anyway. And then disrupting marker on top. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, it was going quite well actually, and just until I opened my mouth, and then said something, and then well, I don't know. Maybe some of you might feel that that was wrong to do that. If I, oh, Grant, it's hard enough putting these stacks, moving the stacks about, and trying to leave this disruption. I wonder if there's another way I can deal with that, and then just squeeze them together. I mean, I could just squeeze them together and then have to look through them all. But when we can see the disruption, it kind of helps. I mean, I could put some kind of cube on top to say that there's something disrupted in there, but well, maybe, I don't know, maybe, because then we're going to have to go and look for it, but well, we'll see. I'll persevere. Yeah, like I was saying, I hope that it came out clear enough that I'm pretty sure I talked about the fact that I felt there was a stack out there that I had left concentrated, and I noticed it when I moved it, and I wanted to go back and fix it because I knew it was fixable, and you can see it was fixable. So hopefully you'll give me that one. I certainly don't like doing these things, but it genuinely was on my mind. And when I see the fact that they were going to get 3 shots, you know, if it maybe just been the 2, but I forgot about the depth, and I thought, oh, that's 3 shots, 3 hits. So, well, anyway, some of you might feel that was wrong, but I've done it now anyway. And yeah, and last thing, we need to remove any disruption, but don't think there's going to be an awful lot of that. We've got, this was yellow, this is purple, this is yellow. None of them are on the fire card, obviously. This one's red, this one's coming off, which, that's fine. We know what that is, actually. Yeah, and it doesn't need flanked. We're going to take that out, aren't we? The only thing is, I'd like to be able to, no, I don't think I'm going to cut off communication there, but I can't. I would need to get something in here and something in here, I think. And even then, I think I want to say that because that unit's in there, this unit stops me controlling that hex because of that. Maybe I need to look into that, but I mean, I'm not going to be able to move. I could move a unit in here, yeah. Probably going to have to do a movement under fire check, but anyway, we'll get to that. So that's that disruption off, and there was the brown one up here, which again wasn't so good, because we do need to close combat that, don't we? Oh yeah, rebuilt depth as well. Ah well. Okay, well that's Japanese fire phase. It still ended up a bit longer than I thought, but at least it's under an hour and a half. Right, actually, we will leave that card there. Beginning game turn 3, then we perform actions. We're still in game turn 2. So, no second event phase, that doesn't happen. We're on to the US action phase, so we get to give some loving back when I come back to it. Well, I did think I would probably have more in me, but it takes it out of you, that, I tell you. Well, it does with me. I feel a bit burnt out there. Although probably not done an awful lot. I think the stuff I had to finish up from the last part kind of burnt my brain a little bit, looking over stuff and all that. And then the beginning of this part, there was a bit as well, wasn't there? So, yeah. Well, we'll see. I might take a little break for now, and it would be good to come and do some of the US action phase in another part. I get the feeling it's going to take me a while, and a whole part might end up just being the one half of the US action phase, maybe. Right, okay, I'll get away from now, and I'll be back with part 12, well, when I can. Okay, cheers.